and welcome to a teacher tutorial for Scratch. Before coding, I would introduce the idea of algorithms being a set of instructions for computers. To ensure that they give specific and accurate instructions, I would introduce a quick unplugged activity where they need to give accurate instructions to a partner to draw an animal. When their pictures don't match, I would introduce the idea of debugging code. This supports their understanding of coding. In our first lesson, you'll need to model how to go onto Scratch and how to log in and access a new project. For this project, we are working alongside Giraffes Can't Dance, so you'll need to insert a giraffe sprite and then a jungle backdrop. Today we will be introducing the basic code. You'll need to drag the blocks into the coding window. To start, you always need a starting block, and we have chosen when green flag clicked. To move forward, you'll need to move steps and the digits can be edited. To jump, you have to glide and change the coordinates. Children can explore this with their unplugged blocks first and then debug their algorithms. In our second lesson, Gerald is going to do a 360-degree flip like he does in his story. To do this, I'd encourage children to count how many turns it would take and then put this within a repeat block. Children may then wish to debug their work to create a smoother flip. In our third lesson, we are going to introduce 4 new sprites. To start, let's insert a monkey sprite. In the story, the monkey laughs at Gerald and wiggles. We're going to code that today. First, we'll need our starting block, and then to wiggle, we're going to turn twice with a wait in between. Because we want this to happen more than once, we're going to use a repeat block. And to insert a laugh, we will insert a sound. The children could record their own sound, which they really enjoy doing. Our second sprite will be a cricket. However, there isn't a pre-made cricket, so we can use a grasshopper. We will always need a starting block, and then he will say some encouraging words to Gerald, just like he does in the story. Our next sprites will be a zebra and an elephant. They will be joining Gerald for a jungle party, which will need the same code as him. To do that, I can drag my code into my backpack, go onto the correct sprite and drag it out. I'll then need to add a starting block, and I can do the same for the elephant. In our fourth lesson, we'll be introducing broadcasting, where one sprite broadcasts a message to another sprite to cause a reaction. For example, we're going to broadcast monkey chatting. You'll need to embed your broadcast monkey into your Gerald sprite, and then create an algorithm for when the monkey receives the broadcast. We only want the monkey to show once he's received the broadcast, and the rest of the time we'd like him to hide, so we can introduce show and hide blocks. We can then create a broadcast for the other sprites too, remembering it goes from one sprite to another. Each broadcast will need a different name, so you don't get confused. Children need to carefully consider when they'd like their sprites to appear, and use that to debug Gerald's algorithms. Again, we only want the cricket to show once he's received his broadcast, otherwise there'll be too many sprites on the screen at once. The rest of the time we'd like him to hide, so we're going to use show and hide blocks again. We can then apply the same algorithms to the zebra and the elephant, so they show when they receive their broadcast and hide on the green flag. Because we want the zebra and the elephant to run their code at the same time, they're going to share a broadcast. They're both using Jungle Party. Children would then have created a range of algorithms based on the story Giraffes Can't Dance. They may need to debug their code, but they would have created a fantastic sequence which they should be proud of. In our last lesson, children can remix their code and apply it to new sprites with different backgrounds linked to your topic. In addition to Scratch, there is a further opportunity to develop your computing skills. This is through unplugged activities such as these. I would start this by asking simple questions such as, can you make your sprite move forwards? Children can then use their logical reasoning to select some of the unplugged blocks to make their algorithm. For this one, children need to know that we always start with a starting block, and to move forwards, we just move steps. If you laminate your resources, you can then write on how many steps are needed for that algorithm. This then provides further opportunities for children to debug their algorithms.